working in the office. Thirdly, there's security at the gate. You can't just access the ballistic without going through the security. All that, he's the one who was talking to the securities to assure them that there's nothing wrong that is happening. It's him. He's with us and we've got permissions and all that. So I really, even after when now everybody was called, God knows who called people that supposedly attended that kidnapping. But when they get there, find explanation. Otherwise, the way the people were supposed to open that kidnapping, that's how crime works. And we were not supposed to be let go if now we committed crime. That's why when you find the suspect and on the act, that's where now you arrest. You don't tell the suspect that go, you come back some other time, I'll arrest you some other time. And given the fact that kidnapping, it's taken as a serious crime, it was supposed to be open there and there because the police were there to attend to it. However, all that didn't happen. And the fact that we were told that he was advised and he would be unadvised. So all that didn't happen. It makes you wonder, why was it opened in the first place? What is the reason? Because there must be a reason.
And knowing what you know now, have you established a reason?
All I can say now is just that there are things that I would rather speak to it maybe to the commission only because of the integrity of the investigation, because to be mindful that this case is still at court, it's not yet finalized, and there's sensitive information that I wouldn't want to speak on this platform, maybe to add on a comment.
Witness B, when you say this case, you mean which case are we talking about?
I'm talking about the Bernard case 275 because all these reports that we're referring to, most of them, they're from that case.
Okay, thank you.
Witness B, we are at the end of that section. Commissioners, Witness B wants to go back to the section where we were dealing with the General Shibiri meeting.
Before you do that, then maybe let me ask questions on this last part. Witness B, in your paragraph 71, that's where you discuss contact with General Mulaudzi to interview him and take a statement. And you explain that he didn't make himself available. So should we take it that as matters stand now, there is no statement from General Mulaudzi?
That's correct.
And you say General Mulaudzi is the head, the overall head of the laboratory?
That's correct, Commission.
And do you know what is happening with that case that is now, you say, sitting with IPID? Have they interviewed you? Is anything happening there?
All I know that we submitted our warning statements to the IP. As to how far, we never had any other report as to what is happening. We don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bell.
Thank you, Commissioner Balwe. If we can...
While Ms. Bowe is still trying to find her place, let me ask a further question about the General Mulaudzi's failure to provide a statement. Has anyone of your team or you specifically reported this to your superiors? this problem of getting an interview and statement with General Mulaudzi?
Yes, we did.
And who in particular have you reported it to?
We reported it to our immediate commander, where we are reporting currently. That will be Colonel Kumalo.
Okay. And you don't know whether he has done anything about it or what he has done about it?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Paul.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. If we could go back to page 15 of the witness's statement. This is where we end, where witness B ends talking about the meeting with General Shibiri. Witness B, you mentioned that you would want to make some observations based on what you know now in relation to your meeting with General Shibiri.
It's just one aspect there. Now, holistically looking at this whole thing that we're facing here, I was so shocked later on after the arrest of Kets Madlanga. When we look at his cell phone analysis, and then to find that the general has the relationship, or if it's not a relationship, the talking relationship with this Vusi Madlanga. And I would also note that this phone that we have of Vusi Madlanga, it was only in use from December. And indeed, what I can say in my comment on this is to say, I noticed that the very same general was in communication with Vusi Madlanga using a WhatsApp, voice calls from the period of that December up until May. However, I noted that in April they never spoke, but consecutively from December up until May. However, April is not there. And furthermore, I learned that the relationship is so serious that there is even an exchange of monies between them. So it made me question everything that I questioned initially as to what was the purpose, what was supposed to mean especially the conversation of the envelopes. What was its intention? Maybe I'll deal with why this is so strange, and it makes me feel otherwise when I discover this at a later stage when we're dealing with the syndicates now. Maybe that's where I'll deal with this part to say why was it so questionable to me.
Commissioners, without the AV people displaying my screen, just to say that the conversations that the witness is referring to is displayed. I know that it is part of the record. I'm just not sure which part of the record. This evidence has been presented to the Commission. So that those are the conversations that the witness is referring to.
And on top of that, may I speak?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, on top of that, hence we've said now, since we've started with this investigation, we're getting a lot of streams of information. We were shocked to learn from one of the streams of information that The same general was also giving information as to how to counter the investigation, including the very same Madlanga. So that made me question everything and question myself if where will I be safe, maybe to discuss certain investigations, if maybe now we'll have such information about they're supposed to be our heroes because they are our leaders. They're supposed to guide us. And when you get such information, because when we were called in that meeting, to be honest with the commission, I was so proud to say we're doing something that is noticeable by the national office, not even knowing that it's not even the purpose.
Ms. Bowe, speaking amongst the three of us, our recollection is that perhaps these were touched on during the testimony of witness X. We may be wrong. But whatever the position, you may perhaps just prepare a schedule. You don't need to go through it with this witness, in which you indicate where what is with regard to what this witness has said. Is that fine?
We will do so. Commissioners, if we go back to paragraph 74 at page 26 of the witness statement. Witness B, there you begin to talk about the bail application that Mr. Tau made. Can you take us through this?
Yes. Tau's bail was scheduled to the 2nd of August. And then
perhaps before you go to when it was scheduled, can you explain to the Commission what happened to his prior bail applications?
Okay, the initial bail application where all three accused have applied, that bail was denied by the magistrate at Vereeniging. And then later on, Tau brought a new bail application on new facts, of which on those new facts he alluded that he was sick and his sickness was worsening since he was in prison, and according to him, the doctor recommended that he needed to go to a certain clinic that is the only clinic can assist to control his disease. And then apparently he was granted a bail on those bases. However, I would like to put on record that prior he was granted this bail, he was at the prison since the 17th after the arrest. And his condition has been treated. There is facility inside the prison that is treating the very same condition. And when we learned that he brought this based on this sickness, I went to the prison. I met with the health practitioner there in prison, and then I asked them if they have means to assist a person with this condition. They told us that yes, of course, they've been managing this sickness as like his for years, and they've got about 120. I don't remember the number very well because I'm not referring it to anything. I just relying on my recollection of the events then. He said they have some 100 plus of the patients with exactly the same sickness, and they manage it very well. And we learned that people with the same sickness, they know even how to manipulate it to make it look like it's uncontrollable. And according to the health practitioner, that was the case with Dow anyway.
For the record,
Witness B.
For the record, second. Witness B, what is the medical condition?
Okay. It is diabetic.
Yes, Witness B, you can continue.
Yes, I've learned that from the health practitioner that those patients, they know how to manipulate the sickness to make it look like it's uncontrollable. They know what to do to trigger certain sickness to make it look like it's uncontrollable. So they've said even in prison, there's a lot of prisoners that have went that route, especially when they want to use those grounds as the grounds for bail. Well, we even obtained the affidavits from the health practitioner at the prison to say we are able to control this, but if the accused doesn't want, he wants to go out from the prison to be treated, even that they can assist, they can take him wherever that he needs to go. But however, he was granted bail based on those conditions, and then he was placed on the house arrest with strict condition, I must say, because he was not even supposed to go out anywhere other than 3 places, of which it will be court, it will be the clinic that he alluded, and to see his legal team only. And even then, it was said that he must use the shortest route without via, and prior he must let the IO know and the roots thereof.
Witness B, in paragraph 75.1 of your evidence, you talk about an inappropriate discussion preceding the bail, the granting of bail.
Can I just...
Commissioner Khumalo, before we go there, just to complete this, Witness B, this evidence was placed before the magistrate, the evidence related to the health practitioners.
Yes, it was. And after he was out on bail and he violated his bail condition, I went to the clinic that he alluded that is the only clinic that can help him to control his sickness. To my surprise, the doctor never saw him since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. He never treated him for this sickness as he alluded, and the doctor even deposited the statement to say he doesn't even need to see him. He can treat this via emails. He can consult via emails. So he basically lied to court.
Thank you, Witness B. Commissioner Khumalo was taking you to paragraph 75, where you deal with the alarming circumstances or concerning events around the bail application itself. So if we can go there, and then you can start with the first event.
As we're preparing for a bail on new facts, it was on the 2nd, I think, between the last, I don't remember the dates, but towards the 2nd, let me put it like that, July towards the 2nd. On Tuesdays at our office, we always have a meeting where we discuss crime, we discuss everything that concerns investigations and everything there. So it was one of these meetings when I was approached by my colleague, Sergeant Chukudu, and he told me that he was sent to me by Brigadier Nkwashu to plead with me not to oppose the bail for Tau. And then that was so strange because this bail, it was not even an initial bail, it was bail on new facts. My stance was already known because I already opposed that bail successfully. So there was nothing that was going to change with this one, because whatever facts that were there then, they were still there even now, except that now he alluded at court that now his sickness is worsening because he's in prison, he might die. Then the magistrate, he said, no, you can't die on my account. And then this request was unusual because in the case where we have made a suspect, or let me say serious crime suspects, all the commanders will tell you to go and oppose bail. This was so strange to say you shouldn't be opposing bail.
Witness B.
Are you still on 75.1?
Yes. Witness B, can you explain to the Commission who Sergeant Sukudu is and who Brigadier Nkwashu is?
Okay, Sergeant Sukudu is my colleague, same office. And then Brigadier Nkwashu, well, I learned that he's a district commissioner at Sidibeng, but I don't know him even today. But I got messages only from him, according to my colleague.
Did Witness B, did Sergeant Chukudu tell you why Brigadier Nkwashu, or Brigadier Nkwashu's reasons why you should not oppose bail? Did he say, how did he explain it?
Commissioners, I didn't even entertain. I just told him that there's no way that I won't be opposing this bail. Stance is already out there. You know that I am opposing this bail. I even went as far to say, because I thought it was for a good cause, that meeting, to say this document's been watched by the generals at the national office, thinking it was for that purpose.
Then at paragraph 75.2, you deal with a call that Witness A received. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, before the bail verdict, he received a call telling him that that was going to get the bail. That was a call to Witness A from his contact, and then indeed on the 2nd he was granted bail. And then after he was granted bail, I still received a call from the very same colleague of mine, Sergeant Chukudu. He requested us to meet, and remember, at this point, I'm afraid even to leave my house because of, I understand the danger has escalated now. So he called me, and then we met somewhere around Molefe South, and then he delivered the message to me. He says he was sent again by Brigadier Nkwashu to say thank you. And I was like, that was so uncomfortable, that one, because I was like, why? Why are you thanking me? Because you came with a request that I didn't grant. What is the reason for thanking me now? I asked him, why is he thanking me? He said, no, I don't know, I'm just a messenger. And To me, that felt like a disguised threat to say, with or without you, and now that you made your point, where do you stand? Thank you. So that's how it felt to me. Even today, it felt like a disguised threat.
And
Worse, because it was delivered by somebody who knew what was the answer from the request. Why did he feel the need to bring this message? What it's supposed to mean?
Witness B, this Sergeant Chukudu, are you friends with him or is he just a colleague? How do you interact with him socially and work-wise?
We're colleagues, but we had a good relationship in that space. It's somebody that I would request assistance from, knowing that he would really come through. That he's a bubbly person, if I may put it like that.
Well, I'm asking because I want to understand why would he feel so comfortable to come and relay to you what looks like obviously irregular, if not unlawful communication with you?
That part, that's why I said it was an uncomfortable one, because hence I'm saying the guy is a very bubbly person. He's a to-go person sometimes when we get stuck, because he's open, but we never had such conversation in the past.
Yeah. So you think maybe it's because he's bubbly that he's sent to relay these kind of messages, inappropriate messages?
I won't really know what was the reason, but what I know is that I'm not the first person that he tried to relay. I don't know. I know that my colleague Witness B was on leave when these things are happening. He informed me. He also got a call from the very same colleague, and then he told him that he's on leave, and basically the person to talk to, it's me. I guess he really needed to deliver this message. He found himself had to. I don't know. I won't know what is the reason behind it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Witness B.
And then after that, after me now feeling so threatened in that manner, I reported this matter to Brigadier Khopane.
Do you know if Brigadier Khopane has done anything about it?
Yes, I do. After Tao was rearrested now, after he failed to stick to his bail conditions, during the arrest, as I was keep reporting things to the brigadier, she phoned me and told me that I did call Chukut and reprimanded him to stop conveying the messages. I told him that his person is arrested and he must stop conveying such messages to you, and he apologized.
Thank you, Witness B.
Commissioners, a statement from Brigadier Khopane is attached as B7, where she gives this exact account. Witness B, at paragraph 76, you deal with yet another encounter, this time directly with Brigadier Nkwashu. Can you explain to the Commission what happened there?
All right. This is the later now, this year. Like when I say later, I mean like in the events that I've been speaking to. Now we come to 2025, April 16. I received a phone call from Colonel Grandling from Vereeniging, he was telling me that he got the call from district commissioner. He wants the docket. He wants certain dockets, let me put it like that, including the one that I was investigating. And then there was timelines there. And it was like he was getting pressure. That's why he called me and he said, you know what? I told him that I don't have a docket. It's at DPP. He said, okay, fine, because this is, I was pressurized to give this docket. Please speak. He gave me the cell phone numbers of the brigadier. And then he said, please call him and explain what you're explaining to me, because he doesn't want any explanations from me. He wants the docket. So you are in the better position to give account to the docket, because I don't have a docket. I just know you are investigating the docket. Of which indeed I called the brigadier. I explained, I introduced myself, I explained my situation where the docket is concerned. And then he said it's okay. Yeah, that it's okay. Then if the docket it's at the DPP. But shortly after that, he called me back. Said no, this docket is that one of Molefe. I said yes. He said no, don't bring that docket to me. I don't want it. You must give it to the provincial commissioner. But I don't want anything to do with that docket.
Witness B.
Oh, he better said, oh, there's something that he said. He said he is a suspect on that docket. And I was like shocked, and I asked, are you a suspect? And then our conversation ended there.
Thank you, Witness B. Commissioners, Witness B has provided us with the recordings of these calls. And so we would like to play these two recordings. The call that Witness B makes to... My apologies, just 1 second. I'd like to confer with my colleague. Commissioners, my apologies. In order to play the two recordings, we just need a short adjournment to sort out the sound.
Let us adjourn, you'll let us know.
Thank you, Commissioners. We will first start with the call that Witness B makes to Brigadier Nkwashu. Just to note that we will be playing the call from 20 seconds in because she starts by introducing herself. But we will provide the full clip to the Commissioners.
And you are sure Brigadier Nkwashu does not address the witness by name somewhere in the conversation?
We have listened to both to make sure.
All right, thank you.
We got an instruction from the PC, and to collect all those dockets, including that docket of yours, and go give it to him. And the instruction were given to us as district commissioners. And if we are not handing in those dockets to him, we're gonna be facing the disciplinary steps. So I gave the case numbers to all the stations, to collect all the stations for me to go and give it to the PC. So that is the reason we want that docket.
Oh, Rick, for now,
Yeah.
mina ngizoba a problem because I don't have that docket with me. It's a DPP.
Okay. No, it's not a problem. You can just write me a report that the docket is at the DPP, and you send me that report on email. And my email is nkwashuam2@subs.gov.za, or you can send it to the district commissioner email at Citibank. Then we will, as we hand the other dockets, we will tell him that that one is at the DPP. It's not a problem.
All right, Rick, I'll do so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Bye.
Commissioners, I hope that was clear and there's no need to replay.
Can I just ask Witness B to identify the people on the call for the record?
Witness B?
Okay, Commissioners, that will be myself and the Brigadier.
Thank you. Commissioners will proceed to play the call that happens shortly thereafter. And this call is from the Brigadier to Witness B.
That's correct.
We suspect kule case mos.
We suspect.
Yeah, so I won't let it mean, na no mu itolile is direct ku PC, ne?
All right.
No my we are go DPP ungayilethi kimi ayi angifuni.
Okay.
Ungayi nika direct to PC.
All right. Ngiyezwa, Brigadier.
All right, such thanks, ne?
Bye.
Bye.
Commissioners, I hope that was also clear. Witness B, for the record, can you please confirm?
I think
just one
it
second.
was clear, but I think I'm a bit lost. Maybe context or I'm not sure I follow that.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the
Oh no, I get it.
Ms. Power, the recording is in Zulu for the record, I think you do need the witness to explain what that conversation was.
Commissioner Baloyi, this is specifically in reference to the second.
It's the second call, yes.
Witness B, the second call is in isiZulu. Can you translate that call to the commissioners?
I'll try. Basically, the brigadier called me back to ask me in particular if that case was for Katiso Molefe, and I said yes, and he said no. On that case, he is the suspect, therefore I shouldn't bring the docket to him. I must take it straight to the provincial commissioner. He doesn't want it.
And for the record, who was the provincial commissioner at that time?
It's General Msombe.
Thank you. Witness B, did General Mtombeni's office or even the Sidibeng District Commissioner's office ever communicate this request formally to you or your commanders?
No. That was the last time we had such conversation about the docket.
Witness B, you say in your statement that as investigating, he is a suspect. Do you now know, as you testify, whether he is a suspect?
Up to today, I'm not so sure what the brigadier was talking about, because as far as I understand in this docket, the suspects are arrested. There's only one outstanding with the J50, so I have no idea.
And at any point before this the two telephone conversations, had General Nkwashu been involved at all to do with this, with your docket, the Vereeniging docket?
No, except when he was making requests through my colleague. That's the only thing I had to know this name from, but other than that, no.
Thank you.
Could he possibly have been a reference to Mr. Katiso Molefe?
Oh, beg your pardon, Commissioner, didn't get it.
I'm saying, could the he is a suspect, could that possibly have been a reference to Mr. Katiso Molefe?
I actually not so certain, but there's one thing that I can note while we're there. Maybe it might bring a picture to the commissioners. On the 9th, shortly after Molefe appeared at court, I learned from the prison head that there was a request from Brigadier Nkwashu to go to prison to see Katiso after hours. And the reason why he wanted to go there, according to the reasons given to the prison head, is that he was apprehended that morning at airport, so he needed to bring him some clothing and some food, and it was quite after hours for visitation at the prison. And indeed, according to the prison head, he went there, but they also noted certain things that they made mention to me to say he came driving in the BMW without registrations.
Witness B.
Of which it was.
Witness B, just 1 second.
Yes, the ambiguity with regard to the pronoun does not arise if we listen to isiZulu. My co-commissioner says the brigadier said ngi, Ngi is suspect. So the Ngi refers to the brigadier himself. It only arises when we read it in English. So you can't be sure whether the he refers to the brigadier or refers to Katiso Molefe. So my co-commissioner says, he said Ngi, which would mean that it's the brigadier who is the suspect.
Yes, Chair.
That's correct.
And we will be providing objective transcripts of that recording.
Thank you.
My apologies, Witness B, you were also providing that confirmation?
Yes, he indeed said Ngi, he suspect, meaning he was referring to himself to say, I am the suspect.
Witness B, you were explaining, and I think some of it got lost, or at least I lost it along the way. It was in response to my question whether General Nkwashi has had any involvement with this case, and I think you were starting to explain, you had started to explain that on the morning or after Mr. Tawu was arrested at the airport. Can you just repeat that? What happened? And how, and I think you were speaking to the involvement of Brigadier Nkwashi with that.
I'm saying all I know where Katiso is concerned, all I know is that I got a call from the prison head informing me that they had a request from Brigadier Nkwashi, whom he said Katiso was been arrested on that morning at airport. Then he was requesting to be granted permission to see Katiso after hours on the 9th, and then he indeed went to prison driving in a vehicle without registration numbers, of which the prison head noted and said, we find strange why would the brigadier now drive in a vehicle without registrations. However, they told me that they couldn't allow him to see Katiso, but they took the clothing from him and they refused to take food because their policies doesn't allow so. And that was it about that day. And then furthermore, he told them that he was related to him in a way, but when they make their own inquiries, Katiso denied being related to him, so they felt like there was something wrong happening. That's why they reported that incident to me.
I don't know how prisons work, but is an incident such as this recorded in the prison's record where a visitor is asked to come in to see a person? Would there be a record in your experience of this?
Yes, there is also some reports that the prison head made and also deposited the affidavits in that respect.
Thank you.
Even the video footage, I saw the video footage where they were showing me the person that they say it was the brigadier entering there.
Yes. And do you know if anything has been done about this arising from that report, whether any action has been taken to deal with this?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Witness B.
Commissioners, just to link the past 2 days' testimony, Witness A, you will recall, testified that he placed with the prison officials strict instructions that if there are only certain categories of people who are allowed to visit, and this is part of the reason why they were alerted of the visit. Furthermore, Witness C will come and deal with the specifics of the visit, including the records they received from the prison officials.
Thank you.
Witness B, we can then look at paragraph 77, and this is where you discuss your meeting with witness A to discuss all of the concerns that you now had, especially given Mr. Dao's release. Can you talk to the Commission about this?
Yes. On the 3rd, we couldn't even sleep. We met, we reflected on everything that has happened, and we also reflected at the danger that was facing us now that Dao was granted bail. On our first attempt, we tried to get hold of Brigadier, trying to explain to her how do we feel now, what is at stake right now. And then we couldn't find the Brigadier. She was not in the province. She was having something out of the province, and then failing to get hold of her, we then tried now to think what else can we do. Given the facts that already we had an instruction to say, speak to me or the general, now we try to think how can we reach the general. At that point, we didn't have a direct line with the general. So we engaged one of our colleagues that we have worked with in the past. The one who's not even in our office, and then that will be Sergeant Matendra, who was, we knew that she's got an easy access to the general. Therefore, we drove to him, and then we deliberate today. And one of the reasons why we opted to go to Sergeant Matendra, I guess witness A has touched on this, because we have a history of working together in the serious cases. We once worked on several cases. Therefore, there was one member that we used to work with, of which a witness B mentioned that passed away. I mean, it's not the right word to say he passed away, because he didn't pass, because he was killed. And then with the situations that he would communicate with us to say, hey, there's a problem here and there, and then I might be killed. And we find ourselves in the very same situation.
Witness B?
And the person who would best
Witness B?
understand it was Matendra, because he knew what Logu faced and subsequently what happened to him. So
Witness
we
B.
knew that he would understand our
Witness
situation.
B.
But the main point, it was for him to connect us with the general,
Witness,
which he subsequently did.
Witness B, please hold your thoughts. Don't forget where you were. Ms. Poe, did you not introduce this discussion by making reference to paragraph 77?
Chair, I was waiting for a pause to pull the witness back to the sub-contents.
Why I'm asking that is because you said the witness's eyesight is not that good, and that she would not be able to read. I just have the feeling that 77, inclusive of 77.1 up to 77.7 should be read into the record, and perhaps you should do that and just get the witness to confirm. I would like for that to go into the record.
Chair, not to be defined, I'll first ask the witness if she can touch on these issues, because I think she had forgotten them and went straight. But I will do so. I'll read to the record.
And are you hoping that she's going to go 7.1 up to 7.7 point by point? You see, that's my concern. My concern is that it's probably going to be a generalized narrative, whereas she says the two of us had reflections, and these are our reflections, 77.1 all the way to 77.2, unless you think the witness is going to be able to do that.
Chair, lest I be disappointed or misleading the Commissioner, I will read the paragraphs into the record.
Thank you.
Starting at paragraph 77, after the granting of the bail and into the early hours of 3 August 2025, witness A and I met to discuss the case. We were extremely concerned about Mr. Dau's release and the danger that this would pose for us. We also reflected on the worrisome things that had already taken place during the course of the investigations. In particular, we recalled threats and intimidation whenever we attended bail applications, including the cars that followed us and attempted to drive us off the road after the accused person's first appearance. Threats and warnings from senior SAPS officials expressing both that brown envelopes had been prepared and that if these were not taken, our lives would be in danger. Interference from SAPS members, including from Brigadier Nkwashu through Sergeant Sukudu. The omission of linkages in the ballistics report and general unresponsiveness from Captain Makgotle. Intelligence on the nature of the criminals involved and their reach, in particular that the targets of the investigations were close to senior SAPS members. The withdrawal of 3 of the 5 members who were working on the case with us. Mr. Dau had now been released on bail. We were aware of his access to resources and had been warned that if released, we would be his target. Moreover, we learned from an inmate informer that he had tried to procure hitmen to assassinate us while incarcerated. Witness B, can you confirm the contents of these paragraphs?
I confirm.
Thank you.
Before you move on, witness B, in that paragraph 77.4, where you speak about the unresponsiveness from Captain Makgotle, from what you have described regarding General Mulaudzi, would it be wrong to include him, or is there a reason that you don't include him in that complaint about unresponsiveness?
I don't think I understand the question, Commissioner.
You have described to us in your evidence earlier that General Mulaudzi has been uncooperative in giving you an interview and a statement about the events that have happened at the laboratory. And what I'm asking you is, doesn't that conduct also qualify his failure to cooperate with you? Does it not qualify as unresponsiveness as well?
It could, but at this point we are concerned with what we saw as the reds and the issue of General not giving the statement. It came later on. I guess by the time I was looking at those things, I was looking way back from where it started as reflected as and at this point I didn't really look at that to form part of the reflections that we were having at the time. And remember, these reflections we were having on the 3rd of August before we even attempt to get statements from the generals.
I understand. Thank you.
Commissioner Baloyi, on that point, there is a typo on paragraph 77. It should read 3 August 2024, not 5. So the incident with General Mulawuzi happens in January of this year.
I saw from B7 that Mr. Tau was rearrested in September.
Yes, shortly after his bail release. Witness B, can you speak to Mr. Tau's rearrest after his bail release?
Oh yes, he was arrested on the 20th of September, and then after he violated his bail conditions. And then what happened is amongst the bail conditions was expected to check on him anytime, any day. He was instructed to allow the police to check on him anytime, any day. And then by the first day when I decided to go to check on him, he was not at home. And then we found his son there, who told us that he went to work and he's the person who will always go. Then I just knew there and there that we have a problem now. We applied for search and seizure for his DVR because we learned that he had some cameras to monitor now what was happening all along. Only to find that shortly after his arrest, he never even obeyed that house arresting. He was going as if there was no restrictions. He would leave come midnight and everything. Then the docket as per section 67A was opened, and then subsequently J50 was applied and granted, and on the 20th of September it was executed. And then he has been in prison since then, and then that case has since been finalized and he has been convicted on that.
Thank you, Witness B. You were at paragraph 78 and just explained your approach to Sergeant Matendra. And in your explanation, you told the Commission why Sergeant Matendra was the right person to approach. And I believe that the story you were conveying there is important to you. So if you can explain to the Commission there what happened.
Sergeant Matendra is a colleague that we have been working with, especially in the serious crimes that involve multiple murders. And then we had another member that we used to work with, that would be Sergeant Lovu, who I said he was then killed in line of his duty. And then knowing that Matendra and myself and Witness A and Sergeant Lobu would work together on certain cases, we knew that he was the person that will understand our situation at the time, why we desperately needed to speak to the general about our situation, because we knew now that our situation, like our story, it was just a same script, different characters. We were going to the route where this other sergeant find himself in, because he would say that, hey, what I'm going through here, I might be killed. So he died knowingly so that he might be killed, as much as we already knew by that time that we are at the verge of being killed ourselves. So the best person who would understand our story, who understand it back to Sergeant Lobi, it was Sergeant Matendra. And then we explained to him, and he subsequently indeed saw the gravity of our story, and he made sure that he connects us with the general, of which we couldn't get hold of him that time, but I believe that the sergeant briefed the general, and subsequently, I think on the 5th, the general called me and I got a chance to explain what was happening. And
Witness B.
Yes.
Before you deal with your conversations with the general, maybe to step back and deal with paragraph 79, where you talk about the dangers and your continued reliance on the private security company because the sub-TRA processes hadn't produced any results. Can you tell the Commission about that?
Yes, we were like, from the second, we were relying on this private security or company to assist us in order for us to be able to do our investigations. And then the TRA also was done on us.
Witness B, can you just remind us, when did you first request a TRA?
It was shortly after the first appearance. I'm not so certain any longer because I don't have the copy of it, but I believe it was sometime in May.
And as at August, you hadn't received it? Because
And
as
in
I say,
August, there was a second TRA now that was conducted, seeing that one, we don't know what happened to it.
so between May when you asked and the beginning of August, nothing had been done on your first request?
No commission.
Do you know ordinarily how long or what is the response time when there's been a request for a TRA? Ordinarily, what would be the response time?
It was the first time myself dealing with that. I don't know, but what I see on the second TRA, we spoke with the general, I think on the 5th, and then it's either on the 7th or on the 8th already we got response, because the officers from the office conducting the TRA, they came to our office. I had an interview with them, so it was that quick on the second one.
The second one, just to confirm, the second one was after you had now involved General Mbuso Khumalo for assistance.
That's right.
Thank you.
Witness B, my apologies, Commissioner Khumalo.
Yes, Witness B, you have mentioned earlier, but you repeat it in this paragraph 79, that you had to use a private security. How did you get this private security? Is that your private arrangement? Was it an SAPS arranged protection?
No, it wasn't SAPS arranged. I would say it was private, given the fact of the relationship that I had with them since 2020. I first met them 2020 dealing with another case of murder somewhere else.
All right. Thank you, Witness B.
Witness B, at paragraph 80, you refer to talking to the prosecutor after Dell's release, and that she also took some steps of her own accord. Can you tell the Commission about this?
Yes, this prosecutor has been the person that we've been working closely to on this matter since day one. Therefore, we needed even not to explain anything to her. She understood everything and the dangers surrounding this investigation. So she was very, very concerned. So she wrote to our office, like I think she copied more than one office with her concerns where our safety is concerned. So she was requesting that the SAPS must do something in order to protect us and the doghead.
Commissioners, the letter from the prosecutor is attached to General Khumalo's statement, and I think also General Masamula's statement. I'll provide specific references in the morning. Witness B, you then deal with now when General Mbuso Khumalo calls you back after being briefed by Sergeant Matenja. Can you explain what happens there?
Yes. And then the general called me. I explained everything that we were facing, and then I summarized and all the threats against the investigation team, and then and our consent since the accused was released. And then the general, the following day, I believe, when I go for investigation, he provided some TRT members to assist, accompany me on my investigation, even though I don't know what was the reason, but it was on that day, and then it was withdrew after that. But I saw something moving after that, because after that on the 8th, that call I got from the general, it was on the 6th, and then the 7th, the TRT members came. On the 8th, the TRA members also came for interview. Even though this TRA thing, it also take its course. It's not like shortly after that you'll get the results. It took its time, I think plus or minus 3 months in progress. But at least something was happening. Somebody was talking to us. We knew that something was being done, unlike the first one where no one contacted us.
And just for the record, TRT stands for?
Tactical Response Team.
Advocate Boer, because the witness is not reading from her statement, and I know you know where the witness is and where you are, maybe just indicate to us that we've skipped 4 paragraphs. We are now in paragraph 84.
My apologies, Commissioner Khumalo. The witness dealt with the prosecutor's letter, which is covered from paragraphs 80 to 82, and then 83 deals with the call that she receives from General Khumalo. And then we are now at paragraph 84, where she was provided with support from TRT and the interview with an officer from the TRA. Just for the record, the letter from the prosecutor is attached in General Mkwanazi's statement, MK8, at pages 181 to 183. Witness B, at paragraph 84, you deal with the interview with the TRA officer. Can you tell the Commission about that?
Yes, I would say I had an interview with the Colonel and Dooley and Colonel Theron, of which I don't think I'll be able to say on record what we were dealing with in that interview.
That's fine, Witness B. And at paragraph 85, you deal at a high level with the findings of Colonel Ntuli. Can you explain that to the Commission?
Oh yes, Colonel Dooley, in his findings, he classified the risk or the danger that we were facing as high risk.
And Witness B, do you know what this means for somebody who doesn't understand the categories of risk?
In the lack of better words to describe, I would say it meant now we're at grave risk.
And at the end of the paragraph, you deal with then what is recommended for persons classified as high risk. Do you want to tell the Commission about that?
Yes, in his recommendation, he recommended a 24-hour security where we concerned. So, meaning now that was the start of us losing our lives. More like going to prison.
Thank you, Witness B. At paragraph 86, you talk about an event that happens during the week of the 12th of August with members of the cold case unit. Can you tell the Commission about that?
Oh yes, on the 12th of August, we, for some reason, I believe we were at the office for something, and then two gentlemen came in, and then they said they were from cold case, of which one introduced himself as Dion Mlaudzi. They were sent from their office to request the Vernagen case with all sub dockets that it goes with. And then, fortunately enough that we were in the office, I was able to jump in to say, no, those dockets are at DPP. In actual fact, they were not even at DPP because we were shocked in a manner. Why? The first thing that came to our mind, why cold case is interested in this case, that it's so hot. And then
They
further explained that
sorry,
in case
Witness
they
B?
need the dockets, they need to communicate through our commander, that would be Brigadier Khopane.
Yes.
Okay,
Witness.
That was it. Then they left. But shortly after they left, I also got another
Witness
call.
B?
Now,
Witness B, before you deal with the call that you get, Commissioner Baloyi has a question.
Yes. Witness B, it's about the Sergeant Mlaudzi and the person he was with. Did they explain to you why they are collecting this docket, the main docket and its sub dockets from you? Why it should go to cold case?
Sorry, no, Commissioner, they didn't explain.
And you didn't ask?
I did not ask.
Okay, Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloi. Witness B, in paragraph 87, you talk about the cases traditionally dealt with under the cold case unit. Can you explain this to the Commission?
Normally, the case that will be referred to as cold case is where all investigation has been exhausted and nothing come forth. So, meaning no breakthrough on that case, then it will be referred to as a cold case. Doesn't mean now we stop investigating, but not actively as before. Then a cold case will be dealing with such.
And for completeness, did Verenigen and its sub-dockets fall within this category?
No. That's why I used the word that was so hot, because number one, it was fairly not that old. It was a docket that was just opened April. This incident happened in August. Nevertheless, that what is the period? The fact is people were arrested. It's a court-going case. It can never be classified as cold.
And at paragraph 88, you then deal with a meeting that you had with Major General Khumalo. Can you tell the Commission about this meeting?
I think on this meeting, it was the first meeting that we had with the General after Witness A came back from leave. And then we went and see the General. And then we spoke about
Witness B?
yes.
Oh, you can still hear us. Okay.
Yes, we spoke about the progress of the investigation from then on. Then we were directed that from then on we'll be reporting to him for the guidance on the docket and the responsibility for our safety, and the docket were formally transferred to General Likalakala, who was going to take us through from then on.
And do you know what position General Likalakala holds?
Oh, he's at Gauteng Counterintelligence.
Thank you. Witness B, in paragraph 89, you then say that on the same day as the meeting, you then receive a call related again to the cold case unit. Can you tell the Commission about this call?
Yes, this time around I received the call from Colonel Rod, who was also requesting the very same dockets that two gentlemen came to collect previously, and I directed her to Brigadier Hopan to be the person that she refers the request to.
And why did you?
Brigadier also told me so, to say anyone who wants the docket, I must just redirect that person to her. And I shared her numbers also to Colonel Rod to speak to the brigadier.
Again, you describe this interaction as unusual in paragraph 89. Can you explain why?
For the very same reason, because now already the two gentlemen came to the office. I explained that the brigadier needs to be contacted. Instead of contacting brigadier, I still get the same call from the same office to say I must give the stockades, and I still gave Brigadier Khopane's numbers still, but I also went back to the brigadier to alert her to say, I got this call again, however I gave you numbers, most probably they will contact you, of which it was strange, because when I get the briefing from the brigadier, nobody ever called her.
And that message from Colonel Root asking for the brigadier's number, you deal with that at paragraph 90.
Yes. Yes.
Witness B, in that paragraph, you explain that you later approached Colonel Root for a statement. Can you explain to the Commission why you approached her for a statement and what the outcome of that was?
Okay. Later on, during the course of our investigation, I was instructed by the commander here to say we must get the statement talking to the because he wanted to understand the reason why, in the first place, the docket was requested, and then we first spoke over the phone, and she said it's okay, I can come see her. I went to her office under the impression that I'll get this the statement. However, when I got there, she said no, she was acting on the instruction from her superior, being Brigadier Gininda. Therefore, she needs to check with him first, and then he said she will call me. But then when I make a follow up, then she sent me a message to say I shouldn't be asking a statement from her. I must revert back to the general, to my general, and this matter will be handled at that level.
And Brigadier Gininda, do you know the Brigadier's title?
Pardon?
What is Brigadier Gininda's position?
Oh, she's a commander at cold case unit. He is, sorry to say, he is the commander.
And when you say that Lieutenant Colonel Root said that it should be handled at the rank of the generals, what did you understand by this?
It's what we always encounter during the course of our investigation. At times you get undermined because of the rank. It was more like Sergeant Beckhoff, this is not in your pay grade, therefore it will be handled at that level.
Witness B, before this discussion ultimately with Colonel Root, had Brigadier Gininda expressed any interest or in any way become involved with this your investigation?
I never had any interaction with Brigadier. Only time that his name was mentioned, it's when the colonel said she cannot give that statement. She needs to check with her Brigadier Gininda. That's all. That's it. She just said it, but I don't know, because she said she was working from the instruction. But myself, I never had interaction with the Brigadier.
Thank you.
And Witness B, are you aware of any discussion that may have happened between your general and her general on this issue?
I left it at that. I don't know.
Do you know if there was ever any discussion between Brigadier Khopane, your superior, and Brigadier Gininda about this matter?
No, fortunately enough, we keep tabs with Brigadier Khopane. According to her, there was never.
Thank you.
Witness B, at paragraph 91, you make a note on the insistence from the cold case unit to obtain the docket. Do you want to talk to that?
All I can say is that up to today, I really don't know why they needed to have this docket. Maybe there is a reason that will be at the level of the generals, as I was informed, but myself, I don't know. I don't have any explanation.
Maybe let me ask a question. Do you know who would be Brigadier Gininda's general?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Witness A, are you authorized in your position? Sorry, Witness B. Are you authorized in your position to simply hand over dockets you are working on to other units?
No, not at all. Without the blessings of my commander, I can't do that.
You would have to obtain permission from your commander.
That's correct.
Thank you, Commissioners. Then
And ordinarily, under what circumstances would the dockets be moved from one unit to another?
Normally, when we have interlinking cases, maybe, and then you'll find one unit obtaining the docket from one to another, but normally the one that will seek dockets from another is the one that is having an active investigation that is at court. Maybe when you find linkages, then you'll go obtain from other units in order to place them at the court roll, because they will be there like more like cold, because it won't be a court going. But when you investigate, like let me say, for instance, in this one, this docket has demanded us to have more dockets through linkages, in terms of you may find that the other docket is also implicating the same accused that you already arrested. But it can never be that you take the active one to the one that is not yet at court.
Where was the I-20 Hyundai hijack from? Was it Sunnyside?
That's correct, Commissioner.
And so ordinarily that hijacking would be investigated by the police station under which Sunnyside falls, whatever that police station is.
That's correct.
Yeah, and that docket, is it not with you now or not?
It is.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
So that's one example. All right, thank you. I think I get the picture. Thank you.
Let me just follow up on that. Witness B, who makes the decision, and who as in title, not name, who makes the decision that a docket must now go to cold case unit?
Good question, Commissioner. Honestly, I don't want to answer on something that I don't know of. I don't know. But while you at that, I don't know when the docket is declared it's going to the court case. I want to make mention of one of the cases that subsequently are at court. There's one case that was in socials. It was declared cold. But when now the linkages emerged, I didn't find it at cold cases. I find it at the still with an IO. So I don't know when is that decisions are made and when. I have no idea of that process.
Is it possible, from your knowledge and experience, that the cold case unit can declare a docket to be called and then come and ask for it in the way that they've done with you?
No, Commissioner. I mean, like an active court docket, it can never be at any stage declared as cold. Cold means there's no linkages, there's no court going, nothing is happening, there's no leads. All the investigation has been exhausted.
Maybe let me just try to clarify my question. My question is, does the cold case unit declare dockets to be called and then come and get them from wherever they are kept otherwise?
It will be difficult for me to
You don't know.
to talk on what happens in court case because I have no idea.
All right. Thank you.
Witness B, this request from the cold case unit, did they only ask for the Vereniging Meda docket or did they ask for other dockets that you are in possession of?
It was Vereniging and all its babies.
Sorry, say that again. All its?
I said it's babies. I meant to say sub-dockets.
Just for completeness, can you tell us what those are?
Oh, it was Vereniging 275 of 4 2024, Kleprefur 77 of 4 2024, Bramley 149 of 4 2024, and Sunnyside 286 of 1 2024.
Commissioners, I was just trying to cross-reference, and I'll find the reference to General Masamula's evidence. And part of it was that the cold case unit is in his office. Commissioner Baloyi, this is in reference to your question who Brigadier Gininda reports to. But we will communicate the reference.
Thank you, Ms. Boy.
And then at paragraph 92, witness B, you deal with the unexpected events of the 5th of September while you were at your residence. Can you tell the commissioners about that?
On the 5th of September, it was late, around 8. I was already sleeping. Then I was woken up by the rough knocks. Then I check, I see police officers, plus or minus 6 or 8, I don't remember, because that like frightened me. Like I was really scared because I didn't understand what was going on because there was no prior alerts to say maybe people that will come and everything. And when they got there, they also didn't know what they're looking for. Asking me, they telling me they're looking for but they were looking for a male person that they mentioned by surname, and I was like, no, I don't know that person, only to find that they were referring to me. They just didn't know. And given the insight of what was happening, even my colleagues I couldn't trust, because nobody alerted me that they will come. So that shaped me. If I was having some sort of heart disease, I think that was gonna be the day I die.
And did these officials explain who had deployed them to your residence?
As to who, I don't remember if they said, but they said they were from public policing, public order policing, and then they were sent to be there at my house until the next morning. Then that was the beginning of the 24-hour protection, because when they leave, there was a relief. Like it went on and on and on like that. There was never a time where there was no police around me.
And was it just public order policing that did the 24-hour security?
No, at the night it will be them, but in the morning it will be TRT. And the TRT will be the one who will go with us for investigations.
And in real terms, what did this look like for you at the time when these two units were providing protection at your residence?
Honestly, for me, it was good, because I could see something now, it has been done. And then it will make you feel a little better now when you go out and do your investigation. But the only thing that was frightening me, it was that encounter at night. And then from there on, we understood that that's our life from then on.
And at this stage, did this have any effect on your family?
A lot. As I'm saying, that was the beginning of us losing our lives. It was not only on us, on family too. Because even the children couldn't understand, why are we now surrounded by people all the time.
Thank you, Witness A. Commissioners, we are about to move to the next topic, which is a little lengthy. So I seek guidance on whether to start and make use of the next 10 minutes, or if...
What's your preference?
I would prefer a slightly earlier adjournment.
Can I just ask one more question? Witness B, you may have covered this earlier, but maybe I did not hear you. Did the cold case unit ever come back to ask for the dockets, or was your communication, I believe it was with Lieutenant Colonel Ruot, was that the end of it? They never came back to ask for the dockets?
That's right, Commissioner. That was the last time.
Let us adjourn and resume at 9:30 tomorrow.